That's the real fun right there, getting all this stuff cleaned up. But this is the amount of rain we have received over the last, probably starting Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday. But yep, we are starting the wintertime projects, getting stuff cleaned up, trying to figure out how to get all this stuff in here. We have got the grain cart rinsed off. I didn't hit it with a pressure washer because it really wasn't all that dirty. We got the 8-row corn header. We had it sitting on the trailer, but a guy has spoken for the corn 6-row and the header trailer. So for right now, until we find us a trailer, we're just gonna put it in this spot. And then we got the drill back in the corner, got it washed up in this spot. We won't use it until next fall, next October. Got it greased up. You can see right there the red grease. Got it greased up. Then we got the corn planter in this spot. I washed it up this summer. So we are planning getting all this stuff washed up and in the shed for the winter time. We don't like to have any stuff sit out, but we're slowly running out of shed space. Washing equipment ain't bad if you have 2 people, because y'all can take turns. Fun, fun, fun. So we're back in the shop today, and as you can tell, I now have a tech manual for the 8560. We're having some issues with the lights and our, they call it IntelliTrack. John Deere all the time coming up with a fancy name for something. You know, the mechanical part of it, everything operating fine. But we thought we was buying a mechanical tractor. And this tractor's got a lot more electronics on it than I realized. If I had bought an earlier model 8560, it would have had the mechanical fuel pump on it. But this one's got the electronic fuel pump on it. Show them down there, Robert, what you got to do to put it in the diagnostic mode. There's a picture of a tractor. Yeah, there you go. Tractor, the hitch, and transmission. And what you do is you just put a fuse beside the tractor, and it'll show you the codes for the tractor. When you turn the key on. Yeah, when you turn the key on. And if you want to see the codes for the hitch or the transmission, well, you just pull out that fuse and move it down there to one of them spots. Ready? Yeah. See right there it says C codes. Now I'm going to turn the key off, and he's going to put the fuse back in. And now when I turn the key on, well, there it says recall codes, and it's going to start scrolling the codes. Well, Robert has only scrolled one code that time. SLF22. What was that? Was that the temperature sensor? Anyways, there's a procedure for going through and clearing these codes, and we will do that a little later. I have this dash all apart, trying to make sure all these wires are tight on this performance monitor and this. We may have to send this performance monitor off to Ag Express to get worked on, because it works, but the touch screen ain't really. See, like that one, you can hear it, but the touch screen ain't really touching. There is over 1,000 pages in this tech manual. I wish we had one kind of like I think John Deere's I think John Deere's version, like you can find, like we need to be in section 240. I think in John Deere's version you can come over here and click on 240 and it take you to it instead of having to scroll through all that stuff. But I don't know if I'm gonna print all this out or not, or I hope, well, I need to. I don't know if they're gonna let me keep this on the computer for how long, but it says something about 5 days. I don't know what they meant by that, but we're gonna get it printed out to have a backup copy. We got preliminary check, operational checks. So we may go down here to operational checks and start right there. You know, we had an SLF code, and that goes to tachometer, monitors engine, powertrain, and alternator systems for critical pressures, temperature, or voltage levels. And somewhere down through here it gives the codes. And here's the procedure for like calibrating the tach and clearing out codes and stuff. I wouldn't have never figured out all this crap without this tech manual. This part was standard. They call this side the IntelliTrack. This part was standard. Some of them did not come with the performance monitor. And well, we got one issue fixed. We got our roof lamps back. Hit the dimmer switch. They go on and off with the dimmer switch. You turn them back on. So we got that issue fixed. Still having an issue right here. Only the inside lamps are burning, and we need all 4 to be burning. Right now it's kind of like it's in highway mode. You know, right now them 4 outsides, them 2 outsides is supposed to be on, and when you hit that dimmer switch, I think it's supposed to go off. But we are slowly making progress. Hey, our flashers are back. All right, we got flashers. We're making progress, guys. Surely it wasn't just all in that jumper wire. So we've done quite a bit of work to old Big John here. Most of it electrical. We got a little something here for the 8560 that's hopefully gonna wake it up. This is a horsepower box. And it's got 3 settings: stock, 15%, 25%, and 35%. Right now we got it set on 25%. And I'll talk a little bit about that while we are out here running. What are we doing today?
What was it? Okay. Right. Okay. We are digging. We're digging and putting a lid on a pipe that is in the cone.
Yep, that's pretty good. We're capping this line off. Alright, go down there and put the cap on it.
That water in there?
Oh yeah, it's a drainage pipe.
I don't know. I don't think we got the water. How tall is the water?
Whoops.
Ow, 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 ow. Ow, help me.
Oh, you gotta get it mashed on there. Oh.
Is it big enough? It is big enough. Look.
Yep. Is it bleeding? Huh?
Look.
Why am I down here on this cold, wet ground? I thought this was your job.
Here, look.
That does look like that might have hurt.
Can I do that? Can I do that?
There it is.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna have to get in the water.
Make sure you go from the top to the bottom. Well, the rain will be here by the time you get done taping the pipe. So, plans for today are we're gonna move a little dirt. We got this standpipe here. I built this one down here. I don't know which one I built first, whether it was this one or that one down there. I think it was that one down there. And then I added this upper one. Well, the plans are when they get done stumbling around down there, we're capping. We had a drain down there and we're capping it off. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna pick up that tires. And then we're gonna lay that dirt on the back side of this, and we're not gonna have that drain there anymore. It was a poor design on my part. But at the time, we kind of got this healed up a little bit. At the time, we did have a pretty bad erosion problem here. And the grade on it ain't quite right. It wants to hold water down there on that end. So we're gonna get this plane down, lay this dirt in this low spot, and shape this up and make this terrace where it ain't so steep. You can see there where we missed some beans. Just not very user friendly when it comes to working the field. So we got this little jump start box that a company sent me to demonstrate on the channel. It's a Loki Thor jump starter, J series, J400 12 volt. Anyways, the battery's a little weak. It'll turn it over, but it won't. I ain't got enough pizzazz to crank it. We've used this thing a couple times already on the forklift. It'll give you a countdown, tell you how many volts is in the battery you got. You can hear it cranking doing the thing there. For when you got a really good connection, them lights will be green on. So, but I'll let Robert get up there and see if the old thing will crank. Pretty positive review from me so far. Pretty dang good. Alright, so we're going back here into the back of the field, and y'all saw me talking about the little horsepower box we put on the tractor here. Well, an electronic fuel injection pump's got its benefits and it's got its disadvantages. Well, one of them is it costs a little more, but it's a lot easier to turn some horsepower to these old tractors with an electronic fuel pump. You just got to buy you a box to put on. And I got a buddy up in Illinois, y'all heard me talk about him several times. His name's Terry Woodrow, and he traded his 8310 and he took his box off, and I said, hey, I want that box. So I traded him some farm fresh pork for a horsepower box. Pretty good trade. But an 8560 was not but 235 horsepower stock. They was kind of underpowered for a four-wheel drive tractor. For comparison, our 4650, it's now take it don't have the original engine, but it's making 200 horsepower. So we got this horsepower box, and you never really notice it when you're out in the field. You notice it more out on the road, it lacking the horsepower than you do in the field, because it takes a lot of ponies to get 33,000 pounds moving. That's what this tractor weighs. So right now we got it set on 25%, and that puts this tractor at 297 horsepower, which is about what an 8760 would be. So it's definitely woke this tractor up, especially down in the low end of the RPMs. Like right now I'm up in D range and basically just kind of idling around. It definitely woke the tractor. Get back in the groove of things, guys. Alright, here we go. First cut of the day. Moving dirt today, but it's kind of our last chance to get it done. This weather's gonna turn off crappy on us, so we're trying to get a lot of this field work done. leave it a little high over the pipe. So, I don't know. We're just playing it by ear. I believe it's about all we're gonna be able to do with the conditions that we have. Really can't believe we done as well as we did. I really thought it was a little drier out here than what it was, but I was dramatically wrong. When I'm wrong, that's normally how I'm wrong. I'm just overwhelmingly wrong. And you can't grade mud. It just don't work. But right in here, you can tell how soupy it is. That was full of water. And if we ain't had that big old four-wheel drive, me and the 4650 one, I never got it filled in. But that old big four-wheel drive and only 8-yard pan, hell, I could just drag it wherever I wanted to drag it. That's why you always need to have a bigger tractor than it takes. We'll probably work on it again in the spring, but it should be a lot easier to work on in the spring because it should settle out. That water run on off of this and firm up, and then we can do a final shaping, and it should be a lot easier to work. Ground doing what I call pumping. When you run over it, it goes down, and then after the tire comes off of it, it pops back up. It is 11:06. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I was planning on this taking till lunchtime. I'm so proud of that old tractor. I've been wanting one for several years. I finally got me one.
Yes.
Why did I what?
Why did you dump it?
Why did I dump it?
Why did you make a mess with it?
Is that what your Uncle Bob was in there saying? Huh? Is that what your Uncle Bob was in there saying? I was making a mess?
What?
I'm sure he was.
It was. Why was it?
Does it look like a mess now?
No, but when was he making a mess?
Sometimes you gotta make a mess to do what you want to do in life. And then sometimes you just make a mess out of your life. Push that all the way down. Alright, now put it, you gotta push that and put it in one at the same time.
What one?
Alright.
That was okay.
You gotta ease it out. Alright, give it some fuel. Don't go straight out that way. The same way we came in.
So like on the back?
No, go around the wheat field.
Oh, so not the same way that Bob did?
Yes.
Because they're too big?
Yep, let's turn off some air conditioning.
big.
Yeah.
So loads a bunch of fun. Loads is a bunch of fun. Why don't we cook it?
Because we're on the side of a hill.
Because always on the other side of it.
Now, go over and get on the field road. What's that thing you came in on?
I thought you said to not go up that because
I just said don't go through that cover crop field. We was gonna plant it, keep it for weight, but it looks so crappy. We're just gonna use it for a cover crop.
it's not go that fast.
Well, you can give it some more fuel. How do you give it fuel? Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Are you gonna give it fuel, or are we gonna creep along like a snail?
It's hard to tell the time.
It's a lot different than a regular tractor, ain't it?
Yeah. It's too big.
It ain't too big, it's just the right size.
Right on the thing. So that's like that.
Here, look. On these four-wheel drives, Lord, you done got me. Look, on these four-wheel drives, it's not like a regular tractor. You just got to gently, it don't take much of a turn of the steering wheel to make it turn. You got it wide open.
This is the really hard. This is really hard to ride. Oh, I feel like the other one that was not the full-wheel drive was easier. Mine isn't. Mine isn't easier.
They just got, well, what turns these is behind you instead of in front of you.
Okay. Like this.
Pull the fuel back. Alright, now push the foot. Push it hard, all the way. Alright, big macho, it's my turn.
The seat is not big enough. What is wrong with it?
Well, we didn't have enough money to buy a 9000 series tractor with a buddy seat, so this is what we got. 9000 series tractors still bring a lot of money, so we got to, you know, let somebody else get the rest of the new out of it, even though they're still 20 years old. Alright.